Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to the Healthy Happy Hour Kitchen. We're going to be making the official dish of Thailand, Pad Thai, coming your way today. That's going to be fun. So we're going to start out with some chicken. And I tell you what, while we're cutting this chicken up, we're going to get a skillet going here, get a little heat going with that. You know, Pad Thai, Debbie and I were in Thailand, and we just fell in love with Pad Thai. One of the greatest dishes, and it is the official, I don't know why, but it is the official dish of Thailand. So we're going to cube up, this is cubed now, chicken thighs. I like thighs because they remain juicier. And honestly, Debbie can process thighs better than she can process breast because she had gastric bypass, which failed a number of years ago. But at any rate, she can't process chicken breast. So that's one of those things that we try to avoid is chicken breast because it's just too tightly wound. So what was it about Thailand, sweetheart, that we love so much about Pad Thai? Was it the peanuts?
I think so.
Yeah, it's got peanuts in it. And of course, real Pad Thai has a whole lot of unhealthy things like rice noodles and things like that that we just can't have on a healthy program. So we're making a healthier version of that today. Okay. So we're looking forward to doing that for you. And while our skillet is hooking up, cooking. I saw you doing that, and I thought you were hooking up, so I said hooking up too. But then while our skillet is heating up, we're going to get this. I'm doing about 2 pounds of chicken. I'm kind of doubling this recipe. We like it so much, we're going to do it. Now, many of these call for, in the sauce, they call for peanut butter. Now, on our program, peanut butter is kind of a no-no. We're going to put a few crushed peanuts on the top, but not a whole lot. But the peanut butter, that's just got too much natural sugar in it, so that is a no-no.
Let me tell you who's watching.
Yeah, who's watching? Who we got watching?
Ashley Gregory.
Ashley, of course. Ashley's on. She sent me a great recipe this morning.
Lori Parker.
Lori. Hey, Lori, you know, we just need to get together and talk. I've got something new that's come up that you would be great at. Should I let the cat out of the bag?
No.
Okay. Anyway, something new, not health related, but something new, Lori, you'd be interested in.
Roger Murray.
Of course, Roger's watching. He is always watching. Good to have you on, Roger. I hope you're doing well, man.
That's a lot of chicken.
That's a lot of chicken. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there, and you can tell that's rolling around really nicely. We're going to put this chicken in and let it cook for 3 or 4 minutes. We got some other stuff we're going to be doing while this is cooking and doing its thing. Pad Thai is heavy on chicken. It needs to be. That is kind of the main ingredient in it. And I'm going to take these things and go over here and wash my hands of the chicken goodie that's on them. So we will do that. I need that.
Okay.
That's coming back here for future use, sweetie.
All right.
Oh. Actually, you know what? I've got something else I'm going to do. Well, I'll keep that for it. I do want to use that. After all, sorry about that. Okay, so now we're going to use, instead of using the rice noodles, we're using heart of palm, and I tried to find the heart of palm noodle cut, which is heart of palm, and they cut it, like matchsticks, noodles. Nobody in town had it. They only had the salad cut, so we're using salad cuts because that's what we had in town today, yesterday, whenever I was shopping, and I looked again today and couldn't find anything in there. So the chicken's going to cook for 5 minutes. So we're going to let that go. Now, in the meantime, we're going to take a zucchini. You know, we need noodles. And in order to get noodles, we have to do a few things. So one of those things we're going to do is spiralize 1 zucchini. So we're going to take a zucchini and put it in there.
Isn't that the neatest little...
It's a spiralizer. It is just the coolest thing. Yeah. Oh, well, that one is a goner. So we got the zucchini in there. Spiralizer just does a magnanimous job on this. So we take it down till we hear the plastic hitting the cutting knives. And I'm going to cut this up right here. Make that kind of noodle-like. And I want to take my kitchen shears. And I want to come in here and just cut this up ever so slightly. I just don't want those long strands of zucchini in there.
Cherie is watching.
Cherie, hey, I hope you're doing well, Cherie. Man, well, I tell you what, it's been an interesting week or so, hasn't it, Cherie? A lot of things going on. So we got that happening. Now, also, we're going to put in here some broccoli. And Debbie said, broccoli and pad thai? Well, yeah, in a healthy pad thai, we're going to do this. It's very small broccoli florets. So I'm just going to take them and cut these little individual florets out. I don't want a lot of, a head of broccoli in there that you really taste. This is more for the health part of it. And just going to take that and cut it off right there. Got some spring onions, and I'll show you what we're going to do to them. A little different than what we normally do with spring onions. Those can be marketed. You might find them listed as scallions. You might find them listed as green onions. Some recipes call them spring onions. There's just a lot of different names that they go by.
Kathy Carroll is watching.
Kathy, I have not seen Kathy's name show up before. Welcome
and
to the
Melinda
program. Melinda
Umholtz,
yeah. Glad to have y'all on today. It's an interesting day as we get ready. I don't know how many of you are involved in football season, but we, of course, involved with the Stevens County Indians. I do the tailgate show for them. Mac Poss and I do. So we're looking forward to the Elbert County Blue Devils visiting us this Friday night. Tomorrow night, if you happen to be on Facebook, I've got a great big show from Moogie's Mill Creek Gathering Place.
Wow.
A lot of great guests on tomorrow night.
Good
I
food.
think, Debbie, you going to go with me tomorrow night?
Maybe.
Debbie might go with me tomorrow night. We'll see if she's going to enjoy some fried frog legs.
I'm working pretty hard during the days these days, so
yeah, she's doing. She has got a project and a half going on.
I've redone my bedroom, and it's just
the bedroom is just unbelievable. I tell you what, it's just an overload on pink when you go in there. All right, so we're going to take these, and on the whites now, I want to take the whites, and I'm going to chop them just like we traditionally would. So we're going to get the whites chopped up. Now we get down to these. I want to take these. And you know what I found out last week? If I did it like this, I create kind of a noodle effect. Oh, so I'm going to take my kitchen shears once again and make some sort of noodles with this. So again, we're trying to replicate the noodle feel in the pad thai by doing some things like this that kind of make you feel like you're eating noodles, even though you're not. So it's just aesthetics and also just a feeling that you get like there's some noodles going on, and that's a little much. I know Debbie likes her noodles short. So
Karen Ashley is watching.
Karen Ashley.
And
I
Benny,
do not know
course.
Karen. Yeah, Benny sent me this cool poster today. It's a poster of all kinds of spices and everything that you do. If you're going to make Italian, if you're going to make Cajun, if you're going to make all kinds of different things, it is the general spice list that you use to cover all those things. And I just thought that's kind of neat. You know what? I just had a gnat fly in my eye. What is up with these gnats right now?
I don't know. It's gnat season.
And I tell you what, that just flew in my, it's still there. It flew in my eye and I shut it on the gnat. Oh my goodness. That is aggravating. Okay, so chicken has got to cook down some more. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go over here to the big dog. I should have had that on high heat to start with. So golly, that gnat is driving me crazy. It's in my eye.
I see it.
Well, maybe it's gone now. Okay, so we're going to let some high heat go with that and get that chicken on down. All right, so now we've got our green onions, spring onions, scallions, call them whatever you wish. They're going over here in this same little dish that I'm going to be putting into our mixture here in a moment. Okay, one shallot. You know, a shallot is nothing more than just a mild onion.
Little small.
You could use onion for this. And generally, look at that. Most times you get shallots, they're like two for one. You get two in the same little deal there. Sometimes you can feel those on the outside. I felt like this might have been one altogether. But no, it's two separate ones. So anyway, we're going to take this outer skin off. And that reveals some kind of nasty stuff under there.
What is that?
I don't know, but I think that's I think I'm going to cut that off. I don't like that. Oh, I think that shallot was kind of
not what it was cracked up to be.
Yeah, wow. I'm going to have to lose a lot of shallot there. So, I think, goodness gracious, I'm not going to have much to put in my little deal here. So we got a little bit of shallot in there that has been You know what? I think I'm going to put a little onion in too. We need a little more onion than that. So let me grab an onion right quick, sweetie, out of the old onion basket here. And I am going to take that onion and I'm going to peel it down. Go ahead and quarter it because I'm going to run it through the same thing there. Again, mild onion, so I'm not putting a whole lot of onion in here because I want to have that mild flavor of a shallot. But again, so many things like this, you can use substitutes. I'm substituting, for instance, there is a Thai sauce that you normally use in this, and I am putting maple syrup and sugar-free maple syrup in the place of it.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of things you can do. And if you don't have one of these tools, these things are just magnanimous. Love this tool right here. It dices up your stuff and just works so perfectly. Look at that.
Christopher Barrett is watching.
Who? Oh, Christopher.
Barrett.
Man, Christopher. I am so glad you're watching tonight. Good to have you on here. So the chicken is kind of getting brown and doing well. So it will continue to cook for a couple more minutes while we get the rest of the vegetables ready. Now, at some point here, we're going to scramble 3 eggs. And so we're going to do those in the middle of this pan after the chicken cooks a little more. Okay. Then we're going to saute our garlic. So I might as well get the garlic ready. So I've got my garlic press here. And I am going to, I've peeled this garlic already, so it shouldn't be too big a deal. So I'm going to press the garlic into here. And I'm going to take a small knife, a little paring knife. And I'm going to do that and take out this. That's the part of the skin that's in there. So this kind of peels it at the same time as it presses it in.
Dylan Kinsey is watching.
Dylan, man, one of my racing buddies. Good to have you along today.
Paul Mincy.
Paul Mincy, another good friend in the racing world. Yeah, we got tomorrow night. I can't wait for this because at one of the races at Livonia, Ryan Bowles was kidding Jennifer Everett and said, I'm going to be Charles's co-host and I'm going to interview you. Now, if you know Jennifer Everett, you know she is very shy. It's always a treat whenever I get her to agree to be on a show once a year. And Jennifer is coming tomorrow night. Ryan is going to interview her.
Oh, wonderful.
And so I'm excited about that. Good folks, good racing friends, and just excited about that tomorrow night. That is a rare appearance by Jennifer Everett on the Champ Show. And, of course, got a whole bunch of others. Let me tell you about this kid that's going to be on with us tomorrow night. He may be watching, or at least his family is. Broughton Boatwright. And he is going to be joining us tomorrow night. He was a Shark Mini Late Model winner at Toccoa very recently. And he's racing all over the countryside. I am so impressed with this kid. He's only, I think he may be 15, he may be 14. We're going to find out tomorrow night. Anyway, tune in to the Champ Show. It'll be on Facebook Live tomorrow night. And that will be a great thing for you. Now, our sponsor is Quality Foods in the Town Plaza Shopping Center in Toccoa. I was there yesterday, and I was talking to Donna Grafton. Last week, she was the one who asked, where do you find arrowroot? And I told her at the store, I said, Donna, it's down at the end of this aisle. So it is actually in the Red Mill. You see this name, Red Mill. It's in Bob's Red Mill section of Quality Foods, and that's right near the end of the spices and stuff. And you can find arrowroot. And
this
it is
takes
great.
the place of what?
This takes the place of cornstarch or flour as a thickener. We're going to use it here in just a few minutes. And that's available at Quality Foods. And Jonah, I am so proud of Jonah. He is the manager at Quality Foods. Jonah has lost well over 100 pounds. I am so proud of him. He has done so well because he learned how to eat healthy. That's the big thing right there. Learning how to cut out carbs and eat healthy. All right, so right now we have got, also, here's another thing. Look at this. Bean sprouts. See bean sprouts? That's another thing that kind of gives you an idea of noodles. Yeah. Very important to have the bean sprouts in there. So that's coming up in just a little while as well. All right, so I'm going to take this chicken. Every time I say that, I think of Dan Aykroyd. You take the chicken when he was doing the Julia Child impersonation thing. Oh, my goodness. All right, so I'm going to run the heat down a little bit. And now this chicken will continue to cook. It is very hot. It's going to be laying on top of itself. and it will continue to cook throughout. When we put it back in for the final couple of minutes, then it should be cooked all the way through. Remember, these are small cubes, not very large pieces of chicken, so they cut through fairly quickly. We've had pad thai. Gosh, where all have we eaten pad thai?
Everywhere we can find it.
Yeah, everywhere we can find it. One of the most famous restaurants we eat at is in the waterfront at Washington, D.C., down by the Potomac River. We have pad thai at a little Thai restaurant there. And it is very much like the original at Thailand, from what I can remember. But Debbie and I just fell in love with the Thai people. Somebody told me one time, they said, the jewel of Thailand is not necessarily the gems. It's known for its gems and precious stones and so forth. They said the jewel of Thailand is people. And they really were such sweet people. I think I have enough oil in there. I'm not going to spray it with Pam, but I am going to run the heat down a little bit, and I'm going to scramble 3 eggs. So we're going to put those in there, and we're just going to scramble those up over. Well, I reduced the heat down. Oh, come on. There we go. Don't want to get shell in there. So we'll put those back in here, and we'll take our spoon, and I just want to scramble these up. And just like the chicken, I'm going to take them right out after the scrambling is completed. So they're going to come out. That's just going to go back in just a few minutes. Is my heat on? Yeah, it's on.
You don't want to rush eggs.
No, you don't want to rush eggs, and you don't want to overcook eggs. Again, they're going to be going back in just a little bit. I don't like runny eggs, but I don't want them hard as a brick either. Debbie always fusses at me when I'm cooking eggs. I always seem to let them go just a little too far. And they don't remain fluffy and nice. These are going to be fluffy and nice. So.
Good. I'm actually not going to eat pizza tonight. I'm going to.
Yeah, Debbie's not going to have one of her cauliflower pizzas tonight. A lot of times when I fix stuff like this, she says it's either too spicy or it's fish or it's something she doesn't really like. So tonight she is going to enjoy pad thai.
I'm kind of a picky eater, aren't I?
Not really, but lately, yeah. Since we've been doing the health thing, I think she's a little more picky than she used to be. Used to, she'd pretty much eat anything in sight like me, and we've learned that we can't eat everything in sight.
That looks good.
Well, it's got to come off just a little bit more. We don't want it shiny at the end, not for pad thai, because it will not cook further once it goes out, but it will cook just like the chicken. It'll cook a little more once we take it out. So I want to take this now, and I did not need my Pam. So I want to take this, and I want to put it on this little dish right here, and that will continue to firm up. I want to get as much out of this pan as I can because I don't want it being a problem as we go forth. I don't want it getting really, really hard. Of course, clean my spoon off, so I'm sure y'all can.
Can you use just egg whites in this, not the yellows?
You can use egg whites in this, or you can use the egg beaters. That's also something you can use in this if you want to.
Yeah, scrambled eggs.
Absolutely, you can do that. I'm going to put a little more oil back in here. This is my olive oil, so I'm going to put just a little more olive oil in here, and I'm going to put my veggies in right now. So here goes these. This is the spring onions and the broccoli. That is going in. Also, the garlic is going to go in. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to spread that out there, and I want that garlic to saute right in the middle there just for a minute to get really aromatic while all the other things go in. Here's the onion / shallot mix. So that's going to go in right there.
You have to learn to improvise.
Yeah. That's one thing about kitchen work. You can find a way to substitute so many things in the kitchen if you don't have it there. So that always works out good. So we're going to let that garlic just continue to get a little bit happy right there. And I'm going to put the zucchini in. Now, this got to cook 4 or 5 minutes. So while it's doing that, we're going to revert over to our sauce. Also going in here now will be the salad cubes, and I've already drained these. I put them in a colander and drained them, and the bean sprouts. So those are going to go in as well. So all this is going to cook and just hang out and have a good old time right there. So I want to mix it up really well and let that, Got another escapee, sweetheart. Okay, now for the sauce. Here we go. I'm going to make the sauce in this. I'm going to start out with a little soy sauce. That's reduced sodium soy sauce. Here's some rice wine vinegar. So that is going in. This is sriracha sauce. Remember, the sriracha is a hot chili sauce, but just a very little goes in. So it's going in for taste and not for heat. This is maple syrup. Tablespoon of maple syrup. And I'm going to show you what I get at Quality Foods. Carries sugar-free, low-calorie syrup. Check this out. 5 calories. Can you believe that?
Wow.
5 calories. That is low, low, low. That's some healthy stuff. Somebody told me one time, they said, man, that is some healthy syrup. Now, little cloves of garlic are going to go in. I'm going to mince these cloves of garlic. It calls for 1 clove, but this was so small, I just did two little bitty cloves since they were so small. Let me get my knife over here and get that off of there. So that's the garlic going in. Now, here's ginger, and I've already peeled this ginger. So all I got to do now is grate it, and I've got just a little microplane here where I'm going to grate it.
Not have any finger in there.
Yeah, finger just adds to the protein level. That's not a problem. Is finger healthy? I don't know. I haven't seen that on the list.
I don't think I want to know the answer to that.
It's funny because in China, we talk about chicken fingers here in America. Yeah, I dropped that on the floor. We talk about chicken fingers here in America. Well, in China, they have chicken knees, chicken thighs, chicken everything you can imagine except for chicken legs and chicken breasts. I don't know where they get all that stuff. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna do something right here. I'm going to take this chicken and put it back in here, and I want to take this broth that's left over, and I'm going to put it in this pan right here. That is going to give me a little basis for what I've got going on next. By the way, here's a little coriander going on here too. That's a great thing to put in here is coriander. You know, ginger, you can buy powdered ginger. There's a lot of places that have powdered ginger and the like. But nothing beats just real live ginger. So I like to use real ginger in this if at all possible.
All right, is that your arrowroot that's left?
That's my arrowroot. I'm getting ready to put it in. And I'm going to wait and put the egg in at the last second. You know, I doubled this recipe, and I did not double these things. So I am going to just eye it and put another tablespoon of that. Put another tablespoon of my soy sauce in because I need a little more sauce for this. So another tablespoon of that. Another tablespoon of rice wine vinegar. And I'll tell you a little secret. I didn't have any rice wine vinegar, so I took some rice cooking wine and I put a half a tablespoon of that, and then I took some rice vinegar and put a half a tablespoon of that, and I created a rice wine vinegar. So
makes sense.
So that's what we did there. So anyway, all right. So that's going in here now. I want that to thicken up a bit. So that's going to go in there, and that's going to thicken up. When it thickens, we'll start to when it boils, we'll start to thicken it with our arrowroot. Yeah. So now this is doing really well.
That looks so good.
Doesn't it look good?
And I do like the broccoli.
Yeah, the broccoli gives it a lot of color.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I want to get some high heat here and get this kind of searing a little bit. So I'm going to move it over there. A lot of ingredients in this, but it goes really fast because so many of them are canned or things like that, and they go right in there. Mm-hmm. Like bean sprouts. I don't trust like canned soups or things of that nature, but when it comes to bean sprouts and things, I think you can consider that they're going to be pretty good. Now we're going to take a little cilantro, and we're going to chop a little bit of this cilantro and put it in there too. Now that's going to give us some great flavor. And that's going to kind of bulk this up. So the cilantro will go in. Remember with cilantro, you can put the stems in. You can't really do that with parsley. Parsley has to be leaves only. But cilantro, you can put the stems in as well. So being that I did not get out my bench scrape, I'm going to put those in like that. And where is my spoon? Here we go.
That's very colorful.
Isn't that colorful and pretty? Yeah.
Oh, I can taste it now.
I know. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Do the nuts go just at
The
end?
nuts go at the very end, and you use crushed peanuts. So let me tell you what I'm doing with crushed peanuts. I bought these peanuts because if I buy a can of peanuts, I'm going to eat them. I can't have a can of peanuts in the house. That's just not going to happen with me. So I bought these peanuts. So we're going to, ooh, got some escapees there. We're going to put them in this plastic bag. And we are going to
mix them up.
crush them.
Crush them.
Yeah. And I'm doing that with my, get the air out of them. They won't crush. They got air in there. And I'm just going to crush them like this with my meat tenderizer.
To me, that's what makes a pad thai is the peanuts.
Yeah, peanuts make the pad thai. So I don't want to cut them up too much. I want some full peanuts still left to show on there. So now we got this going in. It's time to put the egg back in. Oops, excuse me, sweetheart. Egg's going to go in, and I'm going to mix that up really, really well. Oh, doesn't that look good?
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait for this. Okay, so while that's going, now it's time to mix this up. So we've got our arrowroot, and we're going to put it in this cold water. And we're going to mix it up. And it is so lightweight. Look at it flopping around here in the wind. So we're going to take that, and we're going to, and I can use this same spoon because all this is going to go together. And we're going to take this, and we're going to just start putting a little bit at a time because we want to gauge the thickening of this. We don't want it to be too thick. I think that's about right there.
Gloria Cheek is watching.
Gloria, hey, man, I tell you what, I was in school with Gloria back in the day. Been a while, ain't it, Gloria? All right, so we are finished with that. So now it is time, sweetheart. Let's see. Is that too hot to handle? Yes, it is. So I want to take half of this sauce, and I want to just pour it in here. The other half will go on top. So we're going to mix that up and let that go in really well just to give it a little bit of taste. And then we're going to pour the other on top. So now we can either put the peanuts on. I tell you, I like to plate it and put the peanuts on. Excuse me, sweetheart.
I think that's a good idea.
So I'm going to move these, and I'm going to use this plate that I had out here, get the arrowroot off of it. And I am going to take my tongs, if I can find them. Here's the tongs. And I'm going to lift up some of this and put it in there. Doesn't that look good?
It looks
I mean, it looks just like you got noodles because you got bean sprouts, you've got zucchini, you've got the long green onions. And this is a one dish. So you get quite a bit of this because this is your veggies and your protein all together. So we're going to have that. I got to find a place to set this down without it being on a hot burner.
Some things.
Yeah, let's move some stuff around here. When I cook, I have stuff everywhere, as you can well attest. Okay, a couple of other things we're going to do. First of all, it's time for peanuts. So we're going to take some of these crushed peanuts, and we're going to put those over. And it doesn't matter if some go off to the side. That acts as a good garnish for it. We're going to take a couple of sprigs of cilantro, and we're going to set that over to one side. And we're going to take one lime, and this lime we are going to cut and make some wedges out of this lime. Because you might want to put a little lime juice on there. And we're going to put the lime right here like
lime
this.
in the coconut.
Lime in the coconut. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is pad thai. Oh, yeah, I got to put a little juice on top. So we're going to put a little more of this on top. There we go. And that is our pad thai. It's the official dish of Thailand. And I hope you enjoyed as much as we are. Debbie and I are going to chow down. Thanks so much for viewing, everybody. Remember, if you just like it, I'll send you the recipe. So hit the like button and we'll send you the recipe, okay? Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.